All right, good evening. I've got 6:30, so I'll call to order this meeting of the Columbus Common Council. This is our regular meeting for Tuesday, March 20th, 2018. Whenever you're ready, could you please take the roll, Megan?
Hendrickson?
Here.
Kenny?
Here.
Malat?
Here.
Reed?
Here.
Rule is excused. Tome?
Here.
Trexler?
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you. If able, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This meeting has been noticed in accordance with all state statutes and local ordinances. Next item then is to approve the agenda. Unless there's any alterations or deletions, I'll take a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Motion a second to approve the agenda. Any questions on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Agenda's approved. Next, we have correspondence and communications. I don't believe we had anyone signed up back there this evening. Was anyone present this evening that wanted to speak under citizen comment? Seeing none, we'll move on to the consent agenda. We have 16 items tonight. Most of these are minutes for approval. We have a treasurer's report, emergency medical services group report, and also an application for a temporary Class B beer and wine license for the Friends of the Columbus Public Library for an April 7th event. Unless there's any wishes to separate any of these items, I'll take a motion to approve the consent agenda when you're ready.
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda as presented. Any questions on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Consent agenda is approved. We have no unfinished business this evening, so on to new business number 1, which is consider and take action on rescheduling of the April 3rd council meeting to April 10th, 2018. We discussed this briefly at the Committee of the Whole at the last meeting to find consensus of the council, and it was agreed that April 10th would satisfy everyone. Unless there's any questions, then I'll take a motion to approve that.
Second.
Motion a second to change or to reschedule the next council meeting to April 10th instead of April 3rd. Any questions on that? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Number 2, we have broken into 5 separate items. These are task orders from Rupert Milkie for 2018 street and sewer projects that were discussed at the last Committee of the Whole meeting. We did have some discussion at that time about considering breaking the design and the construction components of those task orders in half. Since then, I have talked a bit to Jason Letha, Patrick, and also Matt Kenny, and I have spoke as well about that issue. I think I understand the intent of trying to look at breaking those two as an example. However, I think doing most of these projects are solely for the wastewater treatment plant. Matt, did you want to say something?
Yeah, no, I want to concur with you, Mayor, kind of about the general idea behind that. I think we'll be discussing it more on the CAL as to what we're looking for. It makes sense for all of these items to keep them together based on the fact that it's specific to the wastewater treatment plant. And we'll get into more conversation about that as we jump over into the CAL. So I'm supportive of how it's items A through E and how they're presented.
Okay, thank you, Matt. That would be, let's see, item number 8 on the Committee of the Whole will be a broader discussion on that topic, I guess. Were there any other questions on that before we move forward? All right. If there are no further questions, then I would assume we would probably want to approve each one of these individually. Okay. Task order A would be 2018-01, 2018 wastewater treatment facility blended effluent sampling improvements. The amount for that task order, I believe, if they're in the correct order this time, is for $16,803. Unless there's any questions, I'll take a motion for that task order.
Motion to approve task order 2018-01.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve task order 2018-01 for the wastewater treatment facility. Any questions on that? Seeing none, let's please take a roll.
Kenny?
Aye.
Reed? Traxler?
Aye.
Malat?
Aye.
Hendrickson?
Aye.
The motion passes.
Thank you. Then on to item B, which is 2018-02 wastewater treatment facility water quality trading. This task order is for the amount of $18,545. If there's any questions on that task order, Jason's also here to answer questions. Otherwise, I'll entertain a motion to approve that task order.
I'll make a motion to approve task order 2018-02.
Oh, I had a quick
Sorry, Trina, I didn't.
question. So this is just approving the time that's been spent trying to find a resolution. It doesn't actually go towards any expenses that,
Correct, Trina. This is just to do some further investigation with the county and then the county staff to help facilitate those conversations to kind of get us to the next level to see what options are available. There'll be, obviously, before anything is decided or, we talk about moving forward with costs, we'll have to get all that information together and bring back to you after we have that information. So there will be an approval step to actually move forward. I did bring back some answers. Hopefully they made it in your packet for some of the questions that you guys had at the last COW related to the water quality trading, just so you had some information that was updated. And so I just wanted to make sure that you did see those as well to hopefully answer those questions. Again, that's maybe more of what the next step is to start talking about, those actual costs and which direction the city ultimately wants to go.
thank you.
Any other questions? All right. Did we have a motion on that?
Motion with no second.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. You can have it.
Motion in 2 seconds to approve task order 2018-02 wastewater treatment facility water quality trading. Any questions on that? We'll take a roll then, please.
Reed?
Aye.
Traxler?
Aye.
Malat?
Aye.
Hendrickson?
Aye.
Kenny?
Aye.
The motion passes.
Thank you. Then item C is task order 2018-03. Again, wastewater treatment facility sludge tank blower and piping replacement. That task order is in the amount of $36,471. Any questions on that task order? If there are none, I'll take a motion from the council.
I'll make a motion to approve task order 2018-3.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve task order 2018-03. Any discussion on the motion? If none, let's please take a roll call.
Traxler?
Aye.
Malat?
Aye.
Hendrickson?
Aye.
Kenny?
Aye.
Reed?
Aye.
The motion passes.
All right, then on to item D, which is a task order for the City of Columbus sanitary sewer collection system repairs. This is kind of a wide array of different treatments for the collection system, which would expend the $80,000 annual budget for repairs within the system. That is for $9,993 for that task order. If there's any questions on that, Jason's here. Otherwise, I'll take a motion from the council.
Motion to approve task order 2018-04.
Second.
A motion and a second to approve task order 2018-04. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, let's please take a roll.
Malat?
Aye.
Hendrickson?
Aye.
Kenny?
Aye.
Reed?
Aye.
Traxler?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Okay, then on to item E, which is task order 2018-05. Again, the wastewater treatment facility, solids building, HVAC upgrades. We spent some time talking about this at the last meeting, a fairly significant project that's been budgeted for in the wastewater long-term budget. This one would be for the amount of $56,968. Any questions on that task order, Jason?
I did want to note on this one, after our discussion, I did list the two sub-consultants that we are using under C and D under page 1. That would be for our structural design, we use a firm called Computer Structural Design, CSD. And also for the HVAC design, we use IBC Engineering. So I know there was a question last time about that. I also did break out those sub-consultant fees directly back on page 3 of 5 at the bottom. So again, you can see where those sub-consultant fees were. I think last task order, the sub-consultants were kind of blended into the overall scope, and it was a little hard to understand what portion of this was what we were doing and what portion these sub-consultants had a part of. So I just wanted to point that out, that we did make those corrections and do the itemized breakout a little more, so hopefully it's a little more clear for you guys.
Appreciate that, Jason. Any other questions? Seeing none, I'll entertain any motions from the council.
I'll make a motion to approve task order 2018-05.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve task order 2018-05 with Rupert Milkie. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, let's please take a roll call.
Hendrickson?
Aye.
Kenny?
Aye.
Reed?
Aye.
Traxler?
Aye.
Malat?
Aye.
The motion passes.
Thank you. On to number 3 then, discussion and possible award of contract for the 2018 city street projects. I'm going to turn this over to Patrick Anderson.
So we've had a low bidder, a qualified bidder for quite a while now, since the bid opening a bit ago. It was about even a month ago. The delay has been the fact that the city has an LRIP grant with the DOT that needs to be certified before we're able to award the contract. And knowing that the project's coming soon, we want to get that contract awarded. And we had that put on the agenda for tonight, hoping we would receive that word from the DOT. And at this time, we have not. In fact, Davis Clark checked on that today, and the response was, hopefully, we will be given our certification within a week. So that just lends to a question. If it is within a week, I'm wondering, just in the interest of time and knowing that we've delayed the next council meeting by a week, could we put together a special meeting to address that LRIP grant? Or the alternative is to award the contract tonight. We would be foregoing the grant, which is just under $15,000, but we'd still be able to transfer that grant to a future project. So, I'm sorry? For 1 more year. For 1 more year. Davis is right. So,
Is there an expiration date on the LRIP grant? Okay.
2019.
Okay. Does that prevent us from applying for any further LRIP grants? So we can still apply again next year? Okay. Matthew?
Is it not possible to approve contingent upon, or is it any action taken on approval checks that box and kicks it over into the next gear, whereas a approval contingent upon that happening would kind of basically put it into limbo until we heard from them?
that's a good question, and I wish I had a good answer for you, Matt. I don't know.
But as far as I understand, that money, if we didn't use it this year, it would roll over in 19, but obviously we would have to use it in 19 for road construction
Correct. Yep.
or lose it.
Yeah, this is actually a transferred grant already, because it was initially applied to a project a couple of years ago, so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that we should do a special meeting, because waiting a year doesn't necessarily mean that we're doing a project next year, and we may lose that grant altogether. So I'd be down for a meeting.
All right. Rod?
I agree with Andy. There could be a chance that we'd have 2 LRIP grants next year. Could we apply for another one and have 2 then?
Sounds like.
Or would they'd be looking and say, well, you have one already, we aren't going to give you another one?
It sounds like we can still apply for it. I don't know that, can you apply both of them to one project, Davis? No, okay.
Now, the one that we're using now was originally for Folsom Street. Then we transferred it over. We were gonna use it up on Charles, but we awarded the contract before all the paperwork was done. So that's why we lost it for Charles Street. So now we're substituting it for water. We can transfer it to another project if we do one next year, and we can apply for another street project, LRIP, but not for the same street. So this one can be used for Street A, another one can be used for Street B.
Trina, did you have a question?
Oh, no, I was just in agreement with Malat and Traxler. I feel like we would be poor stewards if we didn't take up the inconvenience of another meeting for $15,000. Yeah.
All right, do we have consensus then that we'll kind of wait and Jason, did you have some input?
Yeah, I just wanted to add on the timing of this bid. Patrick was right, February 14th, we actually opened the bid. The bid is good for 60 days, so we have till April 15th before we have to take action, otherwise the bid is no longer valid.
Okay.
With the 10th coming up, I think we still have the window even if we waited to the 10th to take action, but that could possibly delay the start. I mean, it's always been the process or mindset all along that the contractor had anticipated on starting somewhere in mid-April. Once we approve the bid, we need a couple weeks to bonds, contracts, get all that stuff in order, have a pre-construction meeting, and then have get the contractor out there digging. So whenever we approve, assume it's going to be probably up to 3 weeks before we actually put a shovel in the ground. So if we're looking at, say meeting next week, that would still kind of keep us somewhere, I think, around that mid-April start time frame, which I think still kind of keeps us on schedule. But we're kind of really getting compressed with the bids being valid till the 15th here, and we're patiently waiting the LRIP. Every week I asked Davis several times, where are we? And so it's just been a process internally that they've had some issues with getting that the paperwork issued, and they know we're waiting on this award too. So, but I just wanted to point out that the bids were good till the 15th, so we do have a little time here. But being aware of that, I wanted to make sure I pointed that out. So
Appreciate that. All right, I guess, do we just not take action on the item then?
It's essentially tabled then.
All right, we will await an email for a special meeting, I guess, and hopefully that comes before our next meeting.
Yeah,
All right.
great.
Anyone opposed to doing that? All right, thanks. On to number 4 then. Review and consider action on proposal for the roof repairs at 1149 West James Street. There should have been another roof estimate left at your desk from the Gardner Company. And then in the packet, we had the original estimate from Nations Roof for $6,200. I believe the new bid came in at $47,000. Little difference there between the two. Not too hard for me to figure out which path to take if we have to choose between these two. I appreciate Davis going out and getting some more bids. I think the Nation's roof proposal is probably more than I really care to spend on a roof that may only be around for a couple years ago, but it does specifically address the very specific parts of the roof that have an issue. So, any questions from the council or any comments? Matt?
I guess it's kind of a dumb question for you, Davis. Reading through what was put here, it seems like Gardner Company just figured that they would just wash the entire roof and then just cover the entire roof. We're looking at Nation's roof. They're actually being a little more spot specific. I guess, did they kind of miss the idea of what the intent
No,
was? Or
and in fact, I told them what Nations was going to be doing, and I'm looking for a patch, not
Yeah.
something that's going to last 10 to 15 years. That's what they came back with, and the guy told me at the time, he says, no, we won't quote anything that's just spot repair. However, he did call me up later and say, yeah, we'll give you a quote on just the spot repair like Nations is doing. But he never followed through. I do not have anything from them for that spot repair.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Well, since we have a tenant, it seems like we're probably going to have to deal with the roof issue sooner than later, so I guess I would entertain any motions from the council.
I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the Nations roof for the $6,200 to make the repairs on the roof.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the bid from Nations Roof for $6,200 to repair the roof at 1149 West James Street. Any discussion on the motion? If none, we'll take a roll call on that, please.
Kenny?
Aye.
Reed?
Aye.
Trexler?
Aye.
Malat?
Aye.
Hendrickson?
Aye.
The motion passes.
Thank you. Thanks again, Davis, for collecting extra bids for us. Okay, then the next item is consider and take action on applications for operators licenses, and we have one this evening for Becky L. Pavlovsky. Unless there's any questions, I'll entertain a motion to approve that license.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the operator's license for Becky L. Pavlovsky. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? License is approved. Next is consider and take action on claims in the amount of $899,332.01. Any questions on the claims? Matt?
Not a question, more so kind of just a FYI or information back on page something, about halfway through. Under capital projects, Columbus Water and Light, invoice 2233, install conduit to 1149 West James Street. So I'm assuming that's installing conduit for the updated electrical or electrical needs that Roberts needed for that building. I'm assuming that correct? Because if I remember correctly, part of the agreement was higher level electric for his needs. I guess just more so a point of $21,000.
That I believe is connected to the James Street, the fiber conduit.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
That's-
not tied to Roberts.
Okay, okay, I see it.
There was a decision before the James Street project to make sure that fiber conduit was extended to the property. At the time when the fire department does go in, it'll be set up for them. So
Okay.
we put that in beforehand.
Good job on us for being proactive now in preparation for that.
Yep.
Not connected to what Roberts needs. I thought we'd had conversations about a little bit of updates inside to make it usable, but I didn't think we
The-
needed anything nearly that intensive work on it.
No, and actually Roberts is taking care of all that
Okay, that's what I
cost.
thought
Yep.
too. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks for pointing that out, Matt. That's to connect City Hall and the fire department, and that was a conversation I remember having.
Sometimes we know what we're doing, I guess, you know.
Yeah, good question, though. Unless there's any further questions, I'll take a motion to approve the claims.
Motion to approve the claims.
Second.
Motion is second to approve the claims in the amount of $899,332.01. Unless there's any discussion on the motion. Rod, did you have a
No,
question?
no, go ahead.
Okay. Megan, I'll have you take a roll call on that.
Reed?
Aye.
Trexler?
Aye.
Malat?
Aye.
Hendrickson?
Aye.
Kenny?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. On to report of city officers. Patrick, I'll let you kick it off.
Okay, thank you. Just a quick update, the DOT project at 1660, 151 overpass is underway. I haven't been out there earlier this week yet to see if they've done any real digging yet, but mostly it was prep, lots of orange barrels, and the temporary lights were put up. So if they haven't been digging, they should be pretty soon. But just a reiteration, there should be no interruption with the traffic flow one way or another. So they're going to set that up so it won't interrupt travel. Just a reminder that the recycling center opens up this Saturday from 8 to 3. Then the regular schedule Monday, Wednesday, 1 to 6, and every Saturday. So And perhaps the mayor will comment as an attendee at the judicial forum that happened on Thursday, and thanks to Alderman Hendrickson for setting that up. And a reminder to the community that Rotary's setting up the forums this week. Tomorrow night is school board, starting up at 7, and Thursday is the city council one, starting at 7:30. Thank you, Mayor.
Thanks, Patrick. Patrick stole a couple of mine, but I also wanted to inform people that the City of Columbus is currently seeking nominations for the annual Columbus Business Awards. To nominate a business or a person for an award, just submit a nomination form to the City of Columbus. Nomination forms can be found on the City of Columbus website or by contacting Planning and Economic Development Director Matt Schreiber at City Hall. All nominations must be received by email or at Columbus City Hall by 4 p.m. on Monday, April 2nd to be considered. And then the winners will be announced during the annual Columbus Business Awards luncheon on April 19th. I believe everyone here should have received an invitation in their mailbox to that luncheon if they're interested in participating. So, also the Flashlight Egg Extravaganza and After Dark Egg Hunt for children grades 6 through 12 will be held at the Fireman's Park at 8:30 or dusk on March 30th. The event is free, and don't forget to bring a basket and a flashlight to harvest your goodies. Then the following day on March 31st from noon to 4 p.m., there will be games, prizes, clowns, pony rides, and concessions available, along with the traditional egg hunt for the younger children ages 0 through 5th grade at 3:30 in the afternoon. And again, that's at Fireman's Park, and the event is free. Obviously, April 3rd is a spring election statewide. Columbus polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Early in-person absentee voting has already started and continues during normal City Hall hours, except for Thursday and Friday, March 29th and 30th, when we will be open until 5 p.m. instead of 4:30. And again, as Patrick said, I think that we've done a good job in Columbus of providing opportunities to inform voters of who the candidates are. And thanks again to Reagan Hendrickson for introducing a new candidate forum this year with our judicial circuit court candidates. So that's all I had. Anyone else have anything to add up here? If not, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Stand adjourned for a few minutes, and we'll return with the committee of the whole meeting then. Thank you.